Welcome back everybody, back to my channel, back to drawing. So this time guys, we're doing something totally different. After drawing for 3 months, so many characters, and trying to get back to drawing and become better, also watching a lot of drawing tutorials and studying different artists, I decided to share back with you guys some of the tips and tricks that I've learned about drawing. And more specifically, I chose this time to show you a very easy method for total beginners to draw the head. In this video, you will see me showing you a step-by-step process on drawing the human head from the front view and explaining the different steps in order to achieve good proportions for the human head and also for the different features of the human head. At the end of this video, stay tuned because I will also give you 4 tips about drawing the human head, which will also help you become better in the future. Oh guys, and not to forget, if you follow my tutorial and you make some heads of your own, you draw some heads of your own, you cannot make them of course, then don't forget to tag me on Instagram. I would really love to see your drawings and your process, and also potentially share them with my own followers to show them how you can draw different heads and become better in the end, and inspire them hopefully to draw their own human heads in their own way. So let's start with this very easy tutorial for beginners like me also. And what you will need to follow me with this tutorial would be a simple pencil, an eraser and a ruler. So this tutorial starts with simply just creating a square at the top of the page where we want to pretty much place our head. I'll just choose a side arbitrarily. I'll just use 10 centimeter side square, and then I will start drawing the square. You see already I did a mistake here. I'll just quickly erase it and draw some better line. That's why you need the eraser, because we are beginners. Everybody uses an eraser. So imagine this square is actually the main part of the face we want to create, and now we need to find the bottom and the top part of the face, right? What we will do is find the center of each side of the square and mark it. So this is the square, center, square center, square center. And now we want to draw 2 lines, one horizontal, one vertical, to mark the center of the square, where it would be pretty much here. And now we can find the bottom of the face at first. And the bottom of the face is usually the face is divided in three main areas. So top, middle, bottom. So it would be at the same size as this side here. And so we just mark it here. We follow down the line. And here it would be the bottom of the face. So this is, I'll just mark it as bottom of the face. And now we can find the top of the face, which would be the half of this half side here. So it's around here. And this is the top of the face. Just mark it here, top. And having the top and the bottom of the face allows us to find the position of the eyes. Why? Because usually the eyes are around the middle of the face. Of course, this is only for adults, and with kids differs a lot because all their characteristics are much lower and they have a bigger part of the top of the face. But we are doing here just an adult front face view, so it's okay to mark it at the middle. So we are around 17.5 for the middle, then we are around 8.5, 8.7 centimeters, I think. Okay, then we just mark this line. And these are the eyes. So the other line we have just above would be the eyebrows. And this line, the bottom of the square, would be the actual nose line. So we have some very significant lines. We found some very significant lines. So it's the top of the head. We have the hairline. We have the brows, we have the eyes, we have the nose, and we have the bottom. Now we want to find features where they sit inside the head. So how much they are between the thickness of the head, for example, compared to the two sides of the head here. So first of all, the eyes. The eyes usually, the pupil sits actually like kind of in the middle of our square that we have created at the start. So what we can do is mark the middle of the side. So pretty much take the same measurements as we did here, as we did for this part, and draw a line down to mark the middle there. Here and here. So here is the pupil. I just mark it with a P, small. And now for the width of the eyes, in order to find out how much the standard, a common eye actually, we need to have in mind that the eyes take round about 1/5 of the whole head. So now we have a 10 centimeters kind of main head area here. So what we will do is just try to make eyes like around 2 centimeters. So you can mark it like this. And here would be the inner and outer side of the eye. And this will help us actually find out the width of the nose, because as you can see also in my head here, it's the width of the nose is right at the start of the eye, right at the inner side of the eye. So what you can do is take a line down here. And here you can find the nose. So this is the nose width. And having now this measurements, what we can do is start drawing the features, finally. Let's start then with the eyes. And how we draw the eyes is, of course, we are talking about the semi-realistic kind of drawing here, since we are not trying to draw an anime or something with exaggerated eyes like cartoons and so on. But nevertheless, it's always good to have the correct placement of the eye, even if you do exaggeration or cartoon characters, because it will seem more natural if the eyes are exaggerated from the correct starting point, instead of just putting them somehow here and just not knowing in terms of proportions where the eyes should have been originally. So we draw a small eye center here, and we'll just make the pupil a little bit bigger here again. And the eyes, the shape of the eye is like an almond. Usually that's how we draw the eye. I mean, there's not an eye tutorial, but pretty much we'll just wrap around this like an almond. And here the same. The eyes always fall on the inner side, right in this line, in the center line, but it can happen that the eyes on the outside, depending on the physiology of the face or when someone is smiling or not, that are not ending up here. But in general, this is where most of the times in a calm face the eyes will drop. And just above, a little bit above, you have the eyelashes and so on. By the way, let me know if you would like to see me do another tutorial of drawing such features of the face in more detail, like the eyes, nose and ears. If you would think that would be useful in the future. And having now the eyes, we can draw the eyebrows and the main significant spot of the eyebrow is to have in mind that the eyebrows will start from kind of a normal spot here or normal position here, and they will go up a little bit and then come back down. So the point they're going up, and the highest point should be at the corner pretty much of the eye, at the outside corner. So you can mark it somehow here and start a little bit here. And the question is, of course, where do I start and where do I stop? So the eyebrows are actually starting a little bit on the inner side of the eye, because as you follow the nose, as you can see, up, then the eyebrows are here, and you can make them thick or thin, however you like, depending on the face. Of course, men have thicker eyebrows, women tend to have smaller eyebrows, especially nowadays. They always also they can reduce their eyebrows with technical means, so they are always almost thinner. And then you have this top spot here, which is the corner of the eye, and then you go down, and here is where you stop. in order to find out where you stop, what you can do is have an imaginary line from here to the eye spot, and around here they stop, around in this line. Let's just draw exactly the same here. We start from here, we go a little bit up. And we'll just put our imaginary line, and we are okay. Now for the nose. Noses are tough to draw. I have to admit I'm also not good at drawing noses, but what I'm doing usually with the nose is I try to start with a circle in the middle, which will indicate the tip of the nose here, the main. It's not like a bone, but it's like a structure here that holds the nose on front, and this is what let's just indicate this with a kind of a circle here, and the circle should of course meet the bottom side here. And then I draw two more circles to indicate the nostrils here, the right and left. So one more here. And of course I'm making sure that the nostril is on touching the side, and it's kind of, both of them are the same size. And based on this structure now, what I will do is I will just follow the structure here and here to indicate the nostrils, and then it's kind of hidden behind. And here on the bottom of the big circle I will indicate the tip, the bottom tip, and then continue having the nostrils here and here. So then I will just indicate a little bit the bone here of the nose. Of course noses, as I said, can be totally different sizes, but if you have the common structure quite correct, you can actually start indicating other stuff like the other bone here or two. It's kind of lines to indicate where the nose changes the curve and so on. And this is now the basic features done. We should start drawing the rest of the features. One of the biggest features, of course, is the ears and the face. And where the ears sit is actually between the eyebrows and the nose tip. So how do you do this? You start the bottom part and make a kind of a C-shaped form, and then you will go a little bit outside and then come back inside. Then let's make this second part of the ear. And here you will end up being a little bit further than the side of the face. Why is that? Because here this distance usually the faces are a little bit more wide at the top part than at the bottom part, and that just indicates this difference. And then to draw the ear, you just do this C shape inside, indicating the skin here that wraps around the ear and the bone. And of course there are more curves in the ear like this. And what you need to indicate usually in the ear, it's kind of this tip here of the ear, which goes into the hole on the drum. So here you indicate this, and usually this one of the curves should be around here. And let's do the same as the other sides. We just go here, make sure not to go away of the just wrap around here. Just create this tip. Of course, you can always spend hours and hours drawing ears to become better, but this is just a, let's say, a rough representation of the ear. One here, and maybe one here. Just indicate that there is a curve. And now we got the ears. So what's missing, of course, is to start from now defining the chin at the bottom area of the mouth and the mouth itself. So how to find the mouth? Usually the mouth sits kind of an eye, so a good measurements in general are the eyes for a face, and the mouth usually sits kind of an eye and a half distance here from the nose. So if you take this half distance here, then you can spot that this is the bottom lip. And mouths also differ a lot, but in general the proportions for a calm face are kind of here. So that's the bottom of the mouth. And how far now we should go to draw the mouth? So the bottom part of the mouth should be somewhere in between the nose and the upper part should go until the middle of the eye, so the pupil. So you can just start drawing it from here, and you go a little bit up, because at this point usually most mouths, they have these two tips here, and then you go a little bit down and again up to indicate this, and you reach this point and you have drawn a mouth. Now the lip sizes differ between men and women. Women have more expressive lips, and then this part is a little bit bigger than men, but usually this part is smaller and this part is bigger. And based now on these proportions, we can start defining the bottom of our face. And now you also are coming with decisions here how you want to make that scene, how big you want to make that scene. Again, the men have a bigger chin size here, and they have more angles here on their face, and women are more curvy and with smaller chins. So I'll just choose kind of like a middle way, not to lean to one side or the other, because it's just for learning reasons what we draw here. And then you go into a curve kind of until you reach the ear at this point. But what we need to have in mind always is where to curve, pretty much, because there is always a curve on the face here, and this is around the mouth area. So you can start curving around the mouth area and do exactly the same here. And reach the earlobe. And this is where you have your bottom part of the face. And now let's go again back to the top part of the face to actually start drawing the rest of the head and the hair. So you start from the eye and you go up. And you start curving at this spot here until you reach like a semicircle, the top. And this is kind of a helpful line to indicate where the rest of the hair will lay. As we said, the hairline now it's at this spot, so we can start drawing the hair like this. And usually the hair, they do kind of a corner here. I mean, depending on what you want to draw, if you're drawing an old man or a young man, the hair can be in different spots, of course, right? But this is kind of a general approach to the hair. So the hair starts from here, the spot, and they go down. Of course, don't see exactly my own hair because I also lost some. But usually they do kind of a corner here, and they go again towards the ears, and they come back a little bit in front. So we can draw it like this. And they go a little bit on the face. And then you can start around this head to indicate the hair more. From this spot of the eye, usually they come, as you see the face from the perspective, people that have a little bit more hair come here, depending of course on which character you want to make. If they are saved, of course you will have to start them closer, indicate that there is almost skin there, and then you just follow around this one, this line that we have indicated before as a guide, and just quickly around, go here and end up in the spots. So this is the hair done, and now we can finalize the face with the neck by starting a little bit at the curved line here, going a little bit inside and then outside, and then just indicate that the shoulders start here. And pretty much that's the final result of the head. I really hope you actually found this useful, guys. And now I'm going to give you some more tips, some final tips that can help you in better the way you draw the head. Now let's go to the tips. Tip number 1. The human head, as we saw in the tutorial, is divided in 3 main areas, and on the top area you have the hairline, on the middle area you have most of the features, the eyes and the nose, and finally on the bottom area it's the mouth. This is a very good proportions guideline every time you draw the head, even though you may not be to the spot with the proportions. It's kind of a good guideline to always remember to have it in your drawings. Of course, these different areas can change in size depending on where the head looks or up or down, but it's always good to have this in mind when drawing the head. Tip number 2. Don't just watch my YouTube tutorial and start drawing the head, but watch a lot of different tutorials about the human head from different artists on YouTube. This will really help you incorporate these different styles in your drawings, in your drawing style, and become better with drawing the human head. Tip number 3. If you want to become even better or take your art to the next level, then of course the best idea is to go to an art school. But this is not possible for everybody. So the next best alternative is to also watch paid drawing tutorials from professional artists. It's generally a good idea to watch tutorials from sites like Skillshare, Pluralsight or Gumroad or so on, and see how professional artists work and give you tips about drawing the human head and in general drawing other elements of the body like the legs, the torso and so on. This will really help you become better and better with your drawings. And final tip, tip number 4, as always, practice makes perfect. Don't just draw 1 or 2 human heads and then you go into drawing a whole illustration from it, but keep practicing and focus your training on drawing human heads. Draw 1,000, draw 2,000 human heads in order for it to become really natural to you on how to draw the human head and also understand the proportions. It should be muscle memory to actually draw the human head and less of actually measuring the different dimensions, but more on naturally drawing the human head. This is what I also have been doing for the past 3 months, is to try to focus on specific areas and draw them again and again to become better. And that was the video, guys. I really hope you liked it, and I really hope that these tips can also help you become better. See you next time, as always, in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps. Bye!